Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan Donald Trump Jr.
Harsh to NC. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. Here is your host, Ryan Samuels.
Good evening. Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show. Florida is removing 4 vaccines from school entry: hepatitis B, chickenpox, Hib, and pneumococcal. Funny word. That is the news. That's the news for this evening. But here's the question. What if the parent is the first government the child ever has? What if that's not poetry? What if it's the oldest law there is? What if a school is a school, not a clinic, not a checkpoint, not a booking window for the Department of Health? What if a 6-year-old's backpack is for books, not for an enforcement file? What if this is not a ban? What if the vaccine stays on the shelf and the doctor stays in business? And the only thing that dies is the lie that access to education belongs to a syringe. What if the parent who wants the shot still gets the shot? And what if the parent who does not stops being treated like a criminal for governing their own child? And what if truant was the word they used for a mother who said no? What if a polio vaccine was sold as safe and effective and children were paralyzed anyway? What if tens of thousands more got polio from a shot that was supposed to be a dead virus? What if a slogan is not a contract? What if a school nurse is not a second parent? What if the first time a family learns the difference should never be in an assembly hall? And what if conscience was an individual right? What if it does not need a letterhead, a pulpit, permission from offices that spent years calling doubt a character defect? What if a child's medical record does not belong in a state database as the price of math class? What if a file that starts as public health always ends as permission for the next demand? What if a Catholic attorney general told Florida's bishops the schools have to honor the religious exemption for the law they already wrote? What if he said out loud what pews have whispered for years? What if some of those school shots were developed in cell lines taken from aborted children? What if Archbishop Thomas Wenski said Catholic schools will not grant the exemption because vaccines do not violate church teachings? What if he called the letter an attack on the church while Catholic parents were the ones being overruled? What if Rome said those products may be used when there is no clean alternative, and also said vaccination is not, as a rule, a moral duty? What if permitted is not the same word as compulsory? What if you can condemn the abortion and still refuse to run the product of that cell line through a child's arm as the price of a Catholic education? What if millions of Catholics do not read the Chancery memo the way the Chancery does? What if a mother in a pew can still say, I will not put in my living child what began in a dead one? What if that's not dissent? What if that is a soul that still knows what a child is? What if the National Catholic Bioethics Center already wrote the language for parents who refuse on those exact grounds? What if a bishop governs a school and the parent still governs their child? What if those are not the same office? And what if bodily autonomy is a right they hand you to end your child's life, but strip you the second you try to protect that child from a shot you and your doctor may consider unnecessary and may consider to be dangerous? What if my body, my choice is wholly in a clinic and hearsay at the schoolhouse door? What if the same culture that would not let a father stop a mandate will not let him stop an abortion either? What if parental rights are not a vibe? What if they are the last fence between a child and a system that always wants more for him? What if individual rights mean the state does not get the child's bloodstream as a condition of attendance? What if you want the shots? You take them. And if you don't, your name is on the line, not a bureaucrat's. What if the family still comes before the form? What if the child still comes before the excuse? What if a free people do not rent their children to the state from 8 till 3? That is the show tonight. God bless this country. We will be right back. All right, we are off tonight. Do not forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And also, do not forget you can call into the show 561-786-2916. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And tonight, this is a valid question. This is a serious and valid question. Who owns your child? Who has claim to your child? Does the state? Does the state have claim to your child? Does the state have authority over what you put in your child's body or what you decide to put in your child's body? Or what you and your doctor decide to put in your child's body? Or what you and your Bible decide to put in your child's body, or what you and your Quran, or you and your Talmud, or anything, or you and your God decide to put in your child's body. This is one of those areas that government has had control over for years, and I have always disagreed with it. And the question I always raise, nobody seems to answer it. Nobody can answer it. Is if vaccines are safe and effective, right? That's the line. Vaccines are safe and effective. Okay, great. So you have the chickenpox vaccine, right? Well, yeah, of course I do. Of course I took the vaccine. Great. Well, I don't have the chickenpox vaccine. Oh, well, you're a disgrace. You're a disaster. You're a train wreck. Well, what are you worried about? If they're so safe and effective, what does that have to do with you? Doesn't that mean it only affects me or people who choose not to get the vaccine? Same argument with a mask. Oh, you're wearing a mask. Perfect. I'm not. You're supposed to be safe, right? But that's not what they give you. That's not the line that they give you. No, you have to comply. No, you have to follow the rules. No, that's what you do. That's just what we do. Here is the Attorney General of Florida.
But what I'm most excited about is an announcement that we're making now, which is that the Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them. All of them. Every last one of them. Yeah. Yeah. Every last one of them. All of them. Every last one of them. Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Okay? Who am I as a government or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body? Who am I to tell you what your child should put in your body? I don't have that right. Your body is a gift from God. What you put into your body is because of your relationship with your body and your God. I don't have that right. Government does not have that right. They want you to believe they have that right. And unfortunately, they've been successful. They've been successful.